What's going on, fam? What's going on, fam? It's your boy, the Too Big Kane, coming to you on a Wednesday edition of Too Big Tuesday, man. And I have a great one for you here today, this evening. I have no other than actor Adrian, 80 Davis, man. But I'm going to let him formally introduce himself, man, brother. So introduce yourself to the people, my brother.
Hey, what's up, guys? Man, I'm Adrian Davis. I am a actor, producer, director, speaker. I sum all that up, and I say that I'm a comma. I'm more than just one thing. I'm so much more than just one thing. So, living out here in Los Angeles, California, man, loving it out here, and just on this grind, on this consistent, everyday hustle to create content or to be a part of content. So yeah, that's my thing.
Man, that's what's up, brother. Or as some people say, you the Swiss Army knife, the Swiss
That's
Army
it,
knife,
man.
brother.
That's
Man,
it.
so I guess you could say what got you into the arts of acting, producing, like what got you into that?
Um, honestly, man, when I was like 9 years old, my mom took me, those old, church plays. They used to travel.
Yeah,
There's this play, man, that came to Chattanooga. I'm originally from Chattanooga, Tennessee, and it's a play that came there called "A Good Man Is Hard to Find." And I remember my mom; she really wanted to go to this play. She took me with her. I don't even know if one of her friends backed out or something. I ended up going, and man, I went, and I remember watching this play, and I remember like they was on stage acting, they were singing, and then I remember leaving there, and I remember telling my mom, I was like, I'm gonna do plays, I'm gonna do TV or something. Like, and mom,
right,
oh, this sounds good. Like she just kind of entertained it a little bit, but what she exposed me to the arts, and then although I can't remember the production value of the play, I can't remember, the quality and the lines and the acting. I do remember Leon was in it. Leon
okay,
from Temptations and Five
oh
Heartbeats.
yeah,
Um, I do remember Leon was in it, and I remember, after the play, meeting them, and I just kept saying like, yo, I'm gonna be in something like this. I want to do something like this, and really, what she exposed me to, man, was just the arts in general. And I would, even from being from the South, man, it's like TV is something you watch. You don't really aspire to be on it. You
right,
really don't know how to go about being on the TV or going about being in the movie. So for me, it was just something I would say and something I would kind of have in the back of my mind, but never knew how to really like start that process. But that's really what started me to want to be in something or to do something, was that she took me to that play, man. And then I started loving plays. I started exploring Broadway. I got a chance to go to New York. I've been to almost every Broadway and seen
wow.
things like that, man. And just trying to expose my mind and expose myself, excuse me, to so much more than just what was kind of in my neighborhood or whatever the
Right.
case is. And so, man, I just challenged myself to kind of grow in the arts. So, yeah, man, that's what started it for me.
Okay,
Her
man.
taking me to that play, man, at 9 years old.
So man, so shout out to mom, man. So you saw that you had a passion for it, you loved it. When did you like officially like get your break? Did you first start in a play? Was it commercial? TV? Like when did you get your first break?
My first thing, man, I moved out here. So I had did some things like when I was living in the South. I had did a few things, but just like locally and stuff like that, like challenging myself with that. But 2020, during the pandemic, I moved to LA, and my uncle at the time, my uncle was managing, which I didn't know because me and my uncle hadn't talked in years. Uh,
Right.
and he was managing actors. I didn't know that. He didn't even know I had a desire to want to act, uh,
Hmm.
but we had connected. My father passed away, and that was his brother. And so me and I had reconnected. And and we reconnected in 2018 and 2020. I had told him, I was like, yo, like, there's a change that's kind of happening with me, and I want to make a move. And so I ended up moving to LA, and I actually auditioned. I got an audition. If you know anything about auditions, it's hard to even get an audition. Like,
Right.
like you have to have like a profile look, and then if they want to audition for a particular role. But well, I got an audition for BMF, and it was my first audition ever. And I don't know if they actually gave me the audition or the person that was looking at signing me to an agency was just testing me to see how I would do with the audition.
Okay.
Still to this day, I don't know. I don't know which one was which. And then I auditioned. I did the BMF audition, and a lady saw it, and she was like, "Yo." And the thing about auditions, like, you don't hear back from them. Like, they don't. You
Oh
like
wow.
you talk about ghost and being rejected. You don't. They don't tell you what you need to work on. They don't tell you, "Hey, we was looking for this." You just never know. You just never know what they're looking for. You just never know what their desire is. You just never know. And
Right.
so man, like, I auditioned, and then the lady reached back out and was like, "Hey, we can tell, he's a new actor." That's what he's telling my uncle. They sent an emails like, "Hey, we can tell he's a new actor, but we have an agency that we want to connect him with. We sent his audition over to this agency, and they want to sign him."
Oh wow.
And so we set up a meeting with the agency. I met with them, talked with them, and then I got signed. Um, you know, and then after that, I was getting auditions, which again, auditions is a big thing, like, to even get them. So I was
Right.
getting them, I was doing the self tapes, I wasn't hitting anything. And my first actual thing that I hit was an episode of Unsolved Mysteries. You know,
Oh,
yeah,
the
it was
newer version. Oh, okay. Wow. Okay.
yeah. And you know how, like, Unsolved Mysteries, like, it really ain't no lines, like, because it's the person doing the narration that's on top
Right.
of, like, whatever you're acting out. So we just were filming the acting out part, and I was just excited, man, to be on the set, to them doing my makeup, and then boom, I'm on the set. I had never been on the set before, so I'm like looking around, just cheesing, like, man, like, it's crazy. And man, like, I ended up, so I got that, and then I was excited about it, which that's still not even listed, like, on my IMDb or anything. I hadn't even seen the episode. Somebody told me it was out, and I still can't find it. Like, they never sent it to my agent or anything. So I don't know. I mean, it's out there somewhere. But
Man.
yeah, that was like my first thing. That was like my first role. I landed a local commercial, and then after that, man, my homeboy Gorilla um, invited me to this music video set. It was for an LA artist, and D Smoke. And
Oh wow. Okay.
yeah. And so he invited me to this set, and I was like, all right, cool, I'm gonna come. And I went to the set, and when I walked on the set, because Gorilla invited me, man, and he introduced me, I met on the set who was doing the video was Chris Stokes.
Okay.
Chris Stokes, Marcus Houston, and Juanita Stokes. And I get on the set, and I'm like just literally walking up. And as I'm walking up, Juanita looked at me, and then Marcus Houston, man, looked at me, and Marcus was like, "You an actor?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "All right." He was like, Juanita was like, and so Juanita was like, "He got a look, don't he?" And then they was like, "Yeah." And I'm sitting there, I'm like, "What's happening right now?" Like, and then they called Chris over, and then Chris, before Chris could even talk to them, Chris looked at me. He was like, "You an actor?" And I was like, "Yeah." And then he was like, "All right." He was like, "Yo, I need to get this information." And then my boy Gorilla connected it, and so my my first break with Tubi was and has been to this day like my biggest, the most lines like that was in Stepmother 2.
Okay.
And so I've had the most lines in a movie with my first actual movie role, man. Like I was in the beginning of that movie and at the very end of that movie. I'm all throughout it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's a still shot from Stepmother 2, man. And that was my first movie. And that was 2020. Yeah, 2020, 2021. Um, no, yeah, 2021. So when we filmed it, and so man, like that didn't even come. Although I'm still with my agency, I still get auditions and stuff like that. That didn't come through my agent. That came through just really making connection,
Wow.
and being out, being places and going places and not being afraid to put yourself into a room. And that was like my first break.
Man, and the crazy thing about that is like, even from the unsolved mystery thing. I mean, that was on Netflix. You know what I'm saying? Because I grew up with my grandmother, so I used to watch the old one with Robert Stack.
Yeah,
And then when I saw, I think it was a few years ago. I was like, oh shoot, they got new episodes. So unsolved mystery.
yeah,
Let me go ahead and check it on out, man. So that's huge on Netflix, and then you come over to Tubi, and like the Stepmother movies, like have like a following.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
I know they're up
man.
to 3, but I don't know if there's gonna be a part 4. But I know they have a following,
It's
so that's
definitely. I'm just gonna give you the
exclusive.
the exclusive. It definitely is gonna be a part 4.
Oh man.
Definitely gonna be a part
Okay
4.
then. Oh man. So let me ask you this. I mean, and that can segue to my next question. I was gonna ask you this later, but it's relevant to ask it now, man. How was it being on set with Erica Mena?
Man, you know what? You know what's crazy? Erica is real cool. We didn't have a lot of interaction, like because our scenes were shot, not, I wasn't in the scene with her. We were looking for
Mhm.
her. You know what I'm saying? We were looking for her. So we never had a scene where we were like, had lines together where, I was saying something to her, she was saying something to me.
Right.
Um, but we were probably the second or no, the third day I was on set. Her and I, we were around each other, so we talked a little bit. And then like the fifth day on set, we were where they did the house situation. And so I ended up coming to the house, and then we ended up talking in, and then she had gave the cast like all of these Stepmother 2 t-shirts and all of that. Yeah, man, she was real cool, man. Just from what I've experienced of her, like I said, I haven't experienced a whole lot. I'm not one of those people that, just because you encounter somebody means you know somebody, just because you
Right.
see them in passing. I just ain't that type of guy. But
Right.
I do, but what I will say, man, is what I've seen of her and what I encountered of her was, she was just a sweet person, man, just a cool person.
Right, man. That's what's up. That's what's up. So, man, y'all heard it here first, man. It's gonna be a Stepmother 4,
It
man.
is, man. It is like they really making Tubi as a company enjoy the reaction that they get from Stepmother. You know what I'm saying? Because its own following. It has its own,
Right.
it's created now its own incubator of whatever, every time they end up doing one, it's a success. As much as people be like, oh, they need to let it go. I've heard that, they need to let it go. They need to let it go. But also at the same time, there's people watching that are inquisitive about it. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So it's
Right.
like one of those things where it's like, yeah, you may be tired of it, but that doesn't mean that the masses are. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And as a company, I feel like Tubi's doing the right thing. Like if you got a customer base and they keep asking for something, what do? You meet the need of the customer. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah. I mean, because if you think about it, like, I don't know if you heard a movie like the Sharknado movies. I think it's like up to like Sharknado 8 because everybody say they have like a cult following, you know what I'm saying,
It
behind, you know
is.
what I'm saying, that movie. So we know that you didn't have much interaction with Eric Mena, but what about Marcus Houston, man? Because he's been putting out like him and Stokes, they've been putting out some solid material, man. So what is like, you know what I'm saying, working on, did you get into much interaction with any of them?
Yeah, man. Like, so I've had a lot of interaction with Marcus and Chris and Juanita, man. Honestly, like, I love them. They are
Right.
great people, bro. Like, just like, and I mean, I've been around them. Like, we went to Mr. Chow to go eat. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Wow.
and for one, people oftentimes, man, like, like for me, uh, I I got to a point like the first time I was around Marcus, I ain't know how to kind of like address him. Like, because here's the thing, you know, I've been watching Marcus Houston all my life. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean, think about it, like from Immature to House Party 3 to Sister Sister to, like, you know what I'm saying? Like this dude was Go Home Roger.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I've been watching this dude all my life. So like to, and I'm looking at him and then like just from from an artist, for him being an artist, from him being just who he is, it's been and just like what'd you say now, bro? Oh, you there? Okay. But he's a real humble dude. He literally from the first time, like when we talked on the set of Stepmother 2, he came up to me, he was like, "Hey man, I'm honored to have you a part of this project, bro. I can't wait." Because here's the thing, even though I met them, because I don't want people to get this misconstrued, even though I met them and they was like, "Oh, like, are you an actor?" It took probably I met them in 2020. We didn't film Stepmother 2 until 2021. So I needed them had my information for months, and then they reached out to me. And when they reached out, they sent they sent the script for me to read for me to do a sub. I still had to audition, like just
Right.
because. And like I tell people this all the time because people automatically, like even I think Tubi gets a bad rap. You know what I'm saying? Because of certain things that Tubi allows on the platform.
Okay. Right.
Um,
Correct.
but man, like honestly, like I've done some DP work and some help on some other major projects. Like I'm not actually in. I've been on the back end helping out.
Okay.
Chris Stokes and what Marcus Houston and what Footage Films puts out, man, is quality stuff.
Right. Absolutely.
Like quality stuff. People can say whatever they want to about Tubi and certain things that's on Tubi and whatever, but like no, Footage Film puts out some quality stuff, and so I still had to audition. And what's so crazy, bro? I auditioned for if you look at Stepmother 2, I was supposed to be which Daniel, which is the main character on Stepmother 2.
Right.
His friend his friend, I think his friend's name Chris. And that role is played by you remember the dude on Roll Bounce? So I auditioned to be Daniel's best friend.
Okay.
That literally like puts together the pieces of Erica Mena, right? Like I auditioned for that role. And I didn't get it. And I was like, man, all right. I went back to my acting coach. I was like, yo, I gotta keep getting better. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta keep working at it. And I didn't get that role, but they told me, they was like, hey, you didn't get that role not because of your acting skill or lack thereof. You didn't get that role because the character that Tubi wanted to place in that role, they wanted somebody with some film credits, and you don't have it.
Oh, okay.
And
Gotcha.
so, but they was like, we still want you in the movie. And I was like, oh, for real? They was like, yeah, we want you to play this role of Detective Stinger. So then they gave me the line for Detective Stinger, and I didn't have to read for Detective Stinger. because they had heard me read for Chris. So they already knew, you know what I'm saying? Like, and so, but I was saying it to say, no matter how you get into the door, you still got to do the work. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's true.
you still got to do the work. I don't care what platform you on. You can be found on any platform. And it's amazing that a lot of people try to downplay a Tubi and be like, oh, they got stuff and it's just on Tubi. Do you not understand that people got their big breaks on YouTube?
True.
You see what I'm saying? Like one of my favorite series is right now is Abbott Elementary. Quincy Brunson was found on YouTube.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Issa Rae, Insecure, and Issa Rae, and everything else, YouTube. You see what I'm saying? So I think like approach everything and every opportunity that you have with the best fervor and enthusiasm that you can, man, because you just don't know who's watching, you don't know who's gonna see it, you don't know who's gonna come across it and be like, oh, that dude right there, that person right there, that girl right there, like, and then they look you up. But Marcus Houston, man, Chris Stokes, all of them. Marcus, man, just super humble, man. I was on Stepmother too. He was like, man, I'm just honored that you're a part of this project, bro. And I'm like, man, now, like, I'm glad y'all giving me the opportunity, bro. Like, he gave me his number. He was like, like, yo, man, if you need anything, reach out to me, da-da-da. And like, still to this day, as much as like we're cool, I done been in multiple projects with them, I ain't text Marcus not one time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I just, because it's like, like he's, he's working on, as he's been working on music, as he's been doing other stuff, man. But like, they rolling out stuff every month on Tubi, bro. Like, they work, I'm telling you, man, like, they work hard, man, and they got a system, like, and it's crazy. They work their butts off, bro, to see it and to be there and to watch, like, because every month, what we don't see, like, they're rolling out stuff. Like, I just so happened to be in 2 movies that rolled out in the same month of November. I was in Still Here, and then I was in I Hate You to Death. And Still Here was filmed back in, I think, March of this year. It didn't come out to November, but Hate You to Death was filmed in September. It came out in November. Like, when I tell you, like, they got a system, bro, and they be working hard, bro. Like, they go at it. They love what they do, and it shows up in their storylines and how they come across. But man, Mark is just a cool, humble dude. Chris is just amazing, creative dude, and he's a stickler for what he likes and how he sees things. But if we look at it, we are watching footage film get better every film.
Right.
Every single film, bro. It just gets better and gets better. And then Juanita, who's the producer, who's Chris' sister, man, she puts like she on there just she be on set just doing everything she can. Like, I mean, anything that needs to be done, Juanita doing it. You know what I'm saying? And so it's just dope to see like people get it out the mud and really make these deals happen and create this content, bro. So I just be excited to get the calls and get the auditions to be a part of stuff. So yeah, man, I love it.
All right, so let's hop into it, man. Let's talk, and like you said, these movies are, well, we're still in November, right? So we're gonna talk briefly, you know what I'm saying, about Still Here, man. So basically, for the people that haven't seen it, man, give them the premise, you know what I'm saying, of the movie Still Here that's featuring, as I say, Otis. But I know it's Charles Whitfield. So I say, oh, ain't nobody come to see you, Otis.
Ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis.
But give us the premise of that film.
Man, Still Here is, man, the premise is that Whitfield plays a writer, a writer who writes books, man. He's that guy, he's that guy, and he ends up falling in love with another woman. He's married, but he falls in love with another woman, cheats on his wife, and his wife is trying to get their relationship back, and then she ends up dead. We don't know where she is. We think that she's dead. And I play an attorney named by the name of Trevor, and I am Whitfield's attorney. I am his attorney, and And so I feel like in my character, and it's something that people don't understand a lot of times, like when they look at movies, like with actors, and it's something I'm learning, because I'm learning it. I ain't the well-seasoned actor. I still go to class every week. I'm still learning every week. I just did a stage play, a 4-day run stage play with 8 shows, and one of my acting coaches was in that. But it's so much that goes into building your character. Even though your character may be in one scene, you got to have the back end to that character. And so,
right.
Trevor is trying to have this conversation with Whitfield because he's saying, "Yo, there's something you're not telling me." Like,
right. Absolutely,
like,
absolutely.
yeah, like what's going on? Like, she disappeared, but yo, like the police are searching. And so Whitfield is nervous because he's like, yo, like, what are they telling you? What are they saying? And I'm telling him, like, hey, they saying that they got something, but ain't a body ain't showed up yet. But they saying, like, it's a little sketchy because was found out that you was cheating on your wife, and you didn't tell us you was cheating on your wife. So like, you leaving stuff out of the story. And so you can see in our scene that Whitfield gets a little defensive, and it starts off me kind of being there, him inviting me there, him inviting me in his home instead of him coming to my office. But then as the scene kind of goes on, it gets a little testy. It gets a little testy between me and him. And so that's what you see right there. That screenshot right there is when I'm getting up and I'm in his face, he in my face. And dude, that moment right there, because I watch the Temptations every holiday. All right, so y'all listen, and the Temptations on Tubi too. So but I watch it every holiday. So we watched the Temptations for Thanksgiving. I watch it on Christmas. I watch it every single holiday. It's 2 movies that I'm gonna watch every holiday, which is Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory and the Temptations. But man, and so the premise is, like, we're trying to figure out where his wife is, and is she still, is she dead? Is she still around? Where is she? What's going on with her? And we're trying to figure that out. And so we're kind of digging into that. We're trying to figure that out. And I want him to confide in me, but he's not confiding in me. And I'm trying to break that ice to let him know, like, hey, let me in. Let me in, bro. Like, but he doesn't. He doesn't let me in. So yeah. So man, still here, man. It was when I remember when I filmed that scene, I left from filming that scene, and I remember calling my mama because we watched Temptations, and I was like, "You're not gonna believe it." I was like, "You're not gonna believe it." She was like, "What?" And I was like, "Guess who I just did a movie scene with?" And she was like, "You did a movie?" Like, she's just excited I did a movie. Like, she's like, "What? You did a movie? You did another movie? Oh my god!" Because I don't announce anything to my family or my friends until it actually happens. The thing about LA is that a lot of stuff can be in the works, and a lot of stuff can be getting ready to happen, and the plug get pulled.
Man.
Yeah, I was supposed to be in a film with Michael B. Jordan, and I was super excited about it, and then boom, next thing you know, they pulled the funding on it. You know what I'm saying? So that film may never happen. It may happen in 2 years from now. We just never know. You know what I'm saying? But so I don't really make announcements like that. I really don't tell anybody. So I remember telling my mom, and my mom was like, "Who? Like, we're using them film with who?" And I put the me and my mom, my sister, and my daughter have a group message, and like I put a picture of me and Whitfield in the group message, and they all went crazy. Oh man, Otis. But man, it's so crazy because that's honestly, man, like he's a Black actor legend, and not just a Black actor. He like just in the Black cinema because he's done everything from CSI to Law and Order to One-on-One to All of Us. He's been in everything, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and for somebody to have longevity in the entertainment industry and in LA, that speaks volumes, man. That dude is a legend. So I asked him a million questions while I was on set. I was I was like, man, like, you know, can you give me advice about this? Can you give me advice about that? And when I tell you, he was open to it, and he
That's
told me, he
awesome.
was like, he said, man, it's just so good to see an actor come in that's hungry, that doesn't feel like
Right.
you're owed something.
Right.
And he just hyped me up, bro. Like he just hyped me. Like people look at that scene and people like, oh man, like you killed that scene. I'm like, nah, like when you're across from another good actor, it's like if you a ball player and you playing against the best, it's gonna bring out the best in you. It's
Absolutely.
gonna pull out stuff in you that you was like, I didn't even know that was there, because
Absolutely.
you got the opportunity to be with somebody. And I was, like I said, I was asking the questions. Hey, how should I approach this? How should I do this? And then so man, yeah, like so like still hear that. And then you know, you guys gotta watch it, because I ain't gonna tell you the end, but you
Please.
know, but the premise
Absolutely.
is won't know where this lady at, won't know what's going on.
Absolutely, absolutely, man. And then this movie right here, man, that you just dropped on Black Friday.
On Black
I
Friday.
hate, man, when I say, and like it just came out, so I want people, when I say, man, like the dude was tiring me out. Like I was getting tired for him. I was like, man, I felt like I was the one doing whatever he was doing. I'm like, man, this dude, man, got too much time on his head, man. But man, give the people a little bitty taste of that one, brother.
Yeah,
I
man.
hate you to death.
Yeah, man. So I hate you to death, man. And dude, I tell you, I tell them the story, and I give you some backstory about this, exclusive on this too. But
Okay, good.
I hate you to death, man, is about a guy that literally is married to 3 different women.
Woo!
And he's married,
Woo!
he's married to 3 different women. I mean, we know how hard it is as men to please one woman. But
Woo!
man, he's married to 3 different women. He's trying to juggle those women. He is trying to figure them out. I mean, but then they don't know about each other, but then they find out about each other. And he has a plan for why he married 3 different women. And they figure out that plan, and they create a plan of their own. And
Right.
so my role, man, I'm a guy named Steve, and Steve, we have an engagement party, and one of his wives is best friends with my fiance. So it's our engagement party at a wine bar that we're at, and so we're at our engagement party. We're celebrating our engagement, and they come, and I get a chance to meet him, and they're so excited. They're so excited about, the 2 girls. Like, now we're a part of this, wives club, and they excited. I get a chance to meet him. And so, but yeah, the whole plan kind of backfires. And
Man.
and bro, I'm gonna ask you this before I give you the exclusive. What did you think? Like, because you obviously, man, you the two became, all
The two
right?
became.
You the two became, bro. So what did you think about the progression of production value with with I Hate You to Death?
Man, I like I said, man, like I could feel, you know what I'm saying, like what was going on. You know, because it was a couple times I was like, man, I don't see how he, and I'm like, man, he finna get caught right here, especially on one scene when he was talking about his mom and you trying to see and just stuff like that. And I'm like, how is he going, you know what I'm saying, pull this off? Then I thought it was going in one direction, and then it went in a totally, you know what I'm saying, different direction. Even at the end, at the very end, I still thought that it was going to end up differently than how it did.
Yeah,
So even though you're thinking like, okay, this man is married to 3 women, they're gonna find him out, and the typical thing is gonna happen, right?
yeah,
The typical thing didn't, you know, say in my eyes, the typical thing didn't happen because I'm still expecting this thing to happen. I'm still expecting, you know what I'm saying, that to happen. But You know what I'm saying? Even up to the very end. Because at the very end, I'm still like, well, dang, why did this happen to such and such? You know what I'm saying? And it went from, you know, so I'm like, oh man, it's like what's going on, man? But I definitely loved it. And that's another one by, you know what I'm saying, Stokes and Houston. You know what I'm saying? So man, it like I said, man, just from the filming and everything, man, I love the movie, man.
Yeah. Like I mean, you know, one of the things that I'm looking at, man, is just the production value of kind of what's going on and the progression of things. I think, man, you know, as a culture, I think we just have to do better with supporting things before they
Absolutely.
end at their final destination.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we as a culture, man, we just got to be better about supporting the progression of things and the growth of things, because everything doesn't come out prepackaged. And especially in this entertainment industry, man, if you are Black creative or you are a Black creator and you're creating things,
Mm-hmm.
it's very hard, man. It's very hard to get on certain platforms. It's very hard to just get a film project done, complete.
Right.
You know, just in general, man, it's difficult.
Y'all hear this, Mobile? Well, if anybody need to hear this, the city of Mobile need to hear this. But keep on going, my brother.
It's hard, man, because and usually what happens, man, is that, and I'll say this for every person that's creating anything. Like I said in the beginning, I'm a producer as well. I produced a short film called On the Line, which talks about mental health in the African American culture and African American family.
Mm-hmm.
And so, man, we won a lot of awards for it. And right now it's
Awesome.
actually an option. Like, we were a few votes away from, we were Oscar qualifying, but we were a few votes away from being actually Oscar nominated.
Wow.
Yeah, man,
Wow.
for best short film last year.
Wow.
And so, man, yeah, so like if we would have won that, I'd have been talking a little bit differently right now when we on the I'd be talking my talk. You know what I'm saying?
Put some respect
But
on it.
I'd be like, yeah, I got an Oscar, my boy. You know what I'm saying? But the reality of it is, bro, is like a lot of times we only like to support when other people show support. You know, when other people jump on board, then we like, oh
Man.
yeah, then I start supporting that too. And it's just like, yo, we got to support the journey, because everything is not going to come out prepackaged. And I think that
Man.
it's very easy for us to look at something and be like, oh, that's trash, or oh, that's this, or oh, that's that, instead of looking for the plus side in what we're watching and say, you know what, like, it wasn't the best storyline, but I think they got something with that, or I think that
Right.
if they did more of that, man, that could really be good, because it takes a little bit more effort to be positive, to be positive, because being negative is so easy.
Right.
And so, man, I just think that we just have to do better with that, because I had somebody comment, like I had posted the movie, I had posted the scene from Still Here on my IG, and then somebody, commented and was like, I mean, it's just Tubi. And, it was funny to me, like, and so my response was, yeah, that's just like I said earlier, it's just like people get found on YouTube. It's just YouTube.
Right.
It's just this, like, and here's the thing, everybody puts a just before something that they could never do. Like, I'm like, are you on Tubi? Are you on All Black? Are you on Netflix? Are you on, like, you know what I'm saying? If we're gonna say it's just this, because because here's the thing, Tubi right now just did a deal with Fox. So Fox owns Tubi now. Right now, I went to Oakland, and when I was in Oakland, they put me at the DoubleTree. I was staying at the DoubleTree, and now Tubi is working out a contract that Tubi is inside of all of the DoubleTree.
Oh wow!
So I was inside of the DoubleTree, and guess what I was able to do? Watch myself on TV if I wanted to.
Man,
you see what I'm saying? Like, yeah, like it's and and we have to understand that as much as we watch Netflix and as much as we celebrate Netflix and as much as we look at Netflix for, oh, well, what's happening on Netflix? Netflix started out sending DVDs to you. Netflix wasn't even doing its own content.
Right.
Netflix built up capital to start doing their own content or start buying their own content. So it started somewhere. It's the same way Tubi is. Tubi starting somewhere, and that's what I appreciate. I had a chance to meet some high-end execs with Tubi and things of that nature, and I'm grateful for that opportunity. I'm right now I'm directing and I created I know that's right. Like Tubi free, and they got good movies and good shows on it. Like it got the stuff that we grew up on. It got the stuff that is like popping right now. Like it's crazy. But I'm directing. I created and I'm directing a documentary called Brilliant Boy. We took 80 black boys, 7th and 8th grade boys to Europe, and we filmed it.
Oh wow, that's dope.
They had never been out of their neighborhoods before, and we actually take them to Africa in February. So we're documenting the whole process, bro. So, I'm working on so many other things along with that whole acting situation. But man, I love it, bro. And but I do think that we just have to do better as a culture, man, to celebrate before they become. And one of the things that I learned is that a lot of people won't celebrate it until they look at who celebrates it.
Right.
Then they'll be like, "Oh, okay, it's cool for me to co-sign it now."
Man, you're definitely talking about Mobile right now, brother.
Man, listen, you know what's crazy? I've been to Mobile. Wait a minute, now we talking about Mobile or we talking about Pritchard?
Mobile, Alabama.
No, I've been to, bro. Let me tell you something. I got to get back down there and get back to Mobile because man, is Hearts still open?
Yep, I think it's only like 1 or 2 open now because one of the DIP closed down. Yeah, I think they closed the one, but I think it says one further down. DIP over the bridge.
That Hearts chicken, I used to, as soon as I got to Mobile, I'd be like, take me to Hearts. But man, I think that it's not just it's just our culture, man, and I hate it for our culture at times. I love being a black man, and I love being black. A part of that though is that I sit and I watch a lot of stuff. I do a lot of research on social media and things of that nature, man. And one of the biggest things I don't see any other culture downing its culture like we do.
Right.
I don't. And it's disheartening. And I just think, and I'm including myself in that. Like, I'm not saying like, oh, I'm the one that got it figured out and I'm talking to everybody. I'm saying like, no, like I want to be more supportive to my people too. You know what I'm saying? And I want to look for the positive instead of the negative with my people too. You know what I'm saying? And I just think that we all should just do a better job of that, man. But I give you the exclusive on. I actually the lead role to I Hate You to Death. I auditioned for.
Okay.
And I didn't get it. Again.
So you was gonna be Trevor.
I was gonna be Trevor. And I'm gonna tell you, man. In those moments where you don't land a role, or in those moments where things don't turn out the way that you want them to, or you thought that they should, I can look at it now, and Daniel kills the role. He does great.
Absolutely.
And then the fact that Daniel is British and he has that British accent, and you don't hear it until he gets to the third wife, and he pulls out that accent. I'm like, ooh, because I personally know him. Like, you know what I'm saying? I've been on set with him before. So like when he talks in his American accent, you would think he's American.
Absolutely. I surely did.
Yeah, you think he's American. And like, and I remember somebody hit me up. They watched the movie on Black Friday. They called me and they was like, "Oh man, that was a terrible British accent he did." I said, "He's British. It's not an accent." I said, "That's not terrible." I said, "That's literally how they sound. Like, he's from London, bro. They was like, oh, wait a minute, he's from, I was like, yes. They were like, I said, he's from London. I said, and it's so crazy that you would say it's a terrible British accent, but you would say it's a terrible American accent. I said, and that ought to tell you how good he is.
Right.
He sounded so American that you thought his British was fake. Like, and that boy's from London. So it's
Man.
so man, like, but in those moments like that, I just I looked at it and I'm just like, I'm grateful, man. I'm extremely grateful that it's like every time like I will audition for something and I may not get it, but they still like be like, hey, but now we still want you a part.
That's
Because
awesome.
what it's doing, man, it builds you as an actor, it builds your credits, it builds, you know, you get a chance to be on scene and on set. And man, that's another thing I say about Marcus and Chris and Juanita and just the whole Footage Films family, bro. This the like, and well, let me preface it. Let me preface it by saying it like this. Um, um, what's crazy about the footage film family, Marcus, Chris, Juanita, is that not only do like when you're working with them, you're going to learn so much, but
Mhm.
they don't gatekeep information. Like, for
Good.
example, like if they're filming something right like now, if and I know they're filming something, I can now I Chris and I have DM'd and texted and we've been talking about a project or whatever, but like I can ask him, hey, you know, can I come to set? And it's a movie I'm not even in. And I
Mhm.
like, can I come to, because as a actor that's desperately wanting to be better, as a, you know, someone that wants to direct and someone that, you know, that I have produced projects and that wants to get better with that. You
Right.
know, a lot of times you just want to be around to learn.
Yeah,
And
be that
so
sponge.
you see what I'm saying? Like it's like school, and they allow you that type of connection, that type of relationship, man. You're not gonna get that everywhere. You know what I'm
True.
saying? And so, man, I'm forever indebted, man, to Footage Films and for what they do and what they have allowed me to do. Like I said, like if I missed a big role or if I didn't get the big role, and what I love is that their feedback has never been to me, hey, you didn't get the big role because you're not good enough. Their big role, I mean, like their thing is like, let's keep working, let's build your credits. And they're like, hey, work on being more grounded with this. Work on being more grounded with this. And Chris, Juanita, Marcus has all told me, don't stop acting. There's like, it's difficult, it's hard. Because man, living out here, it's hard. It's challenging. But they always tell me, hey, don't stop acting. You got something. Don't stop acting. So like they critique, but they're also encouraging. You know what I'm saying?
Good.
And
Good.
so, man, that's one of the things I just love about them, and I love about who they are as people and what they have allowed me to be a part of to create. I Hate You to Death, Still Here, Stepmother 2. And what's so crazy is like people don't even know this, but like there's a the movie Best Friends with Marcus and Soraya.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm in that movie, but I'm in it very, very, very short. Like I'm the Uber driver that comes and picks up Soraya.
Oh, okay.
I was on set. They rented one of my cars for a scene, and I was there on set. And then Chris was like, "Hey, we need this." Like, and the thing is, I am just excited to be a part of anything to create. So I don't care what role you put me in.
Right.
And I think that's the hunger that you gotta have, like coming into the industry. I don't know much, but what I do know, man, like a willing heart and the right personality and the right drive will get you a long way.
That is true. That is true.
That's
And that's another movie that took me for a little loop because I like, man, I couldn't be no best friend letting y'all, you know what I'm saying? Y'all hugged up in there and you watching her go on dates and stuff. But nah, I could but that's another good one. I want to
that's
get you out of here on these two questions right here.
yeah.
And the first one is with like we were saying earlier, man, like all the different, you know what I'm saying, gifts and talents that you have. But as far as an actor, man, what would be a dream role of yours?
Ooh, man. A dream role of mine would be to play um to portray a to portray someone like a, and I know this is gonna sound crazy because the reality is I can't sing a lick, but I love I love the 70s, the Motown era of music.
Right.
I love everything about it, bro. I absolutely love it. So like that's why, like that's the reason why I watch the Temptations every every holiday. It like that era of music. So like for me to portray somebody like a Teddy Pendergrass,
Okay then.
or to like and then because it feeds two aspects of me. The singing aspect, which I wish that I could, but that's my era of music. I listen to records. I have records. Temptations is my favorite group. The Stylistics is my other group. LTD. Like,
Okay.
I'm going to see Jeffrey Osborne in a few days. Like that's
Okay then.
that's like my era. You know what I'm saying? Um, and so like to portray someone that was in that was in that era of music, but then also too, I love the idea of period pieces. So like where it's a timepiece where we can go back and do the research and everything connects to that, to that
Okay,
time
gotcha.
and to those
Gotcha.
time frames. So yeah, period pieces, man, I absolutely love. Um, I'm working with my agents now. Like hopefully, man, like I'll be in hopefully I'll get this audition for a role in Raising Canaan. That's one of my favorite series right now
Oh,
as well.
dope.
Yeah, and so like that's a period piece, you know what I'm saying? So like, it's filmed as if it was in the 80s. And so I love period pieces to be able to do something like that. So like an ideal role would be to portray somebody or to be in a period piece where, you know, I'm playing somebody probably definitely contrary to who I am as a person.
Right.
Um, in the play that I was just in, man, I had to play a guy that was just very evil. You know what I'm saying? And so the director was like, Adrian, I don't know if you're gonna be able to do it because you're just such a people person and everybody loves you and you just love everybody. Like it's gonna be hard for you to sell it. And then when I got on stage and I was doing it, she was like, "Oh no, you got it, you got it." Like, and this is one of those things. Like, I would just love to do that. But definitely, man, like to be able to portray someone, you know, like how Jamie Foxx did Ray.
Man, amazing.
Amazing, bro. Amazing. And I say Teddy Pendergrass, but honestly, I believe that if they ever come out with a Teddy Pendergrass film, Tyrese needs to play Teddy Pendergrass. Like for
Okay.
real, for real. Yeah, like I believe Tyrese would kill that, bro.
He kind of got that raspy voice on him.
He got he
You know
he
what I'm
got he
saying?
got he got that rasp. He has like the complexion,
Right.
all of that, man. Like he just has that thing about him. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Um, and I like Tyrese as an actor. You know what I'm saying? And I think he makes, and I think acting, is all about making good choices, and people
Right.
make sound choices that doesn't come across as if you're acting. It comes across as if it's just natural and it flows.
Right. Right, man. And man, you hitting all the points, man. Because the last question I'm gonna ask you kind of refers to what you was talking about when the director was like, "Hey, man, you're a nice guy. I don't know if you'll be able to get into this, man, because it's a mean character, and you knocked out the park." So, do you have anything that you do, whether it's listening to something, whether it's doing something the night before that gets you into the mode of that character that you're going to portray?
Yeah, man. A lot of that is reflecting on personal experiences.
Okay.
One of my old acting coaches, Ernestine Morris, man, Morrison, she told me something. We was going through. We were in the acting. We was in a coaching session, and I was I was doing a monologue for. You remember the movie Fences?
With Denzel Washington?
Yeah, yep,
Yeah.
with Denzel and Viola,
Yeah.
and uh, Roundtree it plays Denzel's son, and there's a scene where Roundtree tells Denzel was pretty much telling him like, hey, you need to stop trying to pursue this dream of music, and you need to come to. I got you an interview down at the factory, and you need to come down there and just suck it up. And Roundtree tells him, he was like, it's amazing now. Pretty much, it's amazing that you're trying to raise me. And if you wanted to raise me, you should have been there when I was young. He was like, the thing that
Yeah.
matters to me now is me and my music. So either you go, because what started the conversation is he asked me to borrow some money. And so he was just telling him, he was like, either you're going to give me the money or you're not. You ain't going to lecture me about the job that you think that I should take. And my mama pretty much raised me. You didn't. You know what I'm saying? You was around, but you didn't raise me. And I remember I was reading this scene, and I remember Ernestine asked me after I read it, Ernestine was like, that's good. She's like, you did a good job. She was like, but I want you to think about your dynamic with your father.
Mm-hmm.
And I was, me and my father had a very challenging dynamic, and so I'm sitting there and she's on Zoom and I'm sitting there. And so she's like, I want you to think about the dynamic with your father. And I want you to really hone in to that relationship and think about that relationship. Think about the times where you were mad. Think about the times where, like, what do you think Roundtree is feeling in this moment?
Mm-hmm.
When he says these lines, I was like, he feels like, his dad now is trying to be something he's never been. He probably feels like he was dropped. He probably feels abandoned. He probably feels like, his dad has critiques, but didn't have a lot of care,
Right.
and now he's trying to, operate like he cares. He's probably like borderline getting angry, you know. And she was like, has there ever been a time you felt that way with your dad? And so what she was doing was taking me through, because a lot of acting, man, is like counseling. Like it's like you go into these pockets of emotions that are real emotions that you felt. Although the situation that you're acting out may be different, the words may be different, but the emotions are still connecting the same.
Right.
Like, so I may not say, man, if you wanted to be my dad, you should have been there and raised me. I probably wouldn't say that because of how I am. But he has the boldness to say that. But there are times where I had that emotion that I didn't convey it. So now it's your time to convey convey these words with that emotion that you track.
Right.
So I sat there, and man, what I do is that I just try to find a way through what I've experienced in my life to connect it to who I'm supposed to be in that moment. Like, although Steve was celebrating, an engagement with his fiance,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a great moment, I had to think about, when was the time where I was happy when I was celebrating with somebody? When was the time where I was so in love that I'm telling her, you build me up, like, when was those times, and who am I talking to? Because in that moment, my castmate, was great, but also at the same time, in that moment, she's not that to me. I don't know her. You see what I'm
Right.
saying? So I got to put somebody that I know in her place, as if
Man,
I'm talking to that person.
that's deep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so like really it's just you just going through, and for a lot of people, man, like I think the best actors probably are people that's been through so much crap. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
one of my favorite actors, Leonardo DiCaprio, like Denzel, and Denzel's a method actor. So, Denzel gets in his role. One of my acting coaches, Mark John Jeffries, who played Lil C's and in Notorious. He was I mean, Marjan Jeffers been rich his entire life because he was Isaiah, and losing Isaiah with Halle Berry. Like he was the baby. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he played in the Haunted Mansion with Eddie Murphy. He's Eddie Murphy's godchild. Like, you know, and Marjan Jeffers would tell me the story about when he went over to acting class with Denzel, and Denzel was preparing for American Gangster, and he addressed Denzel as Uncle D, and he was like, "Who was that?" Like he was like, "Who are you talking to? Who was that?" "Man, my name is Frank." Like, you know, like he was
Man.
like he embodies this through his whole time. Like there's an interview that's out now. Like they was interviewing RZA on a podcast, and RZA was like, you know, they asked RZA like, what was it like, you know, acting with Denzel? And he was like, man, I thought I did bad because Denzel came on scene, you know, did my lines, and you know, he was there. And he said he didn't talk to me. Soon as it was over, he left. And he said, and I was like, you know, trying to talk to him. He said, then at the premiere, you know, he comes up, he says, I'm standing with my wife. He comes up and bear hugs me from the back and hugs me. And then he said, like, that was my time, like, to ask him, like, hey, what did you think about my performance? He was like, you know, you didn't say anything. He said, man, you was the damn police. You was the police, man. I'm Frank. Like, what I need to talk to you for? Because he embodies that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, you gotta go somewhere. Like, you gotta go somewhere and be that. So, man, I just try to, you know, for me, I just try to get still, and then I just try to pull from personal history moments of my life and try to connect that character to those moments. And so that way, it doesn't, like I said, it doesn't come it doesn't come across as I'm acting. It comes across as this is a real person, and I create this person, and I try to get as much character information as I possibly can. Like I was talking about the stage play. I didn't know who I was portraying in a stage play, but what I did is that I talked to people that had encountered him because he had died, and so I talked to people that encountered him. I asked a lot of questions. You know, what type of person was he? Was he an angry person because he was, you know, he was so, you know, he was an evil person? But they was like, no, he was very charming. You know, he was never like argumentative. He was never loud. But when I read his lines, that's how I approached it at first, just being loud and being angry all the time. There's like, nah, he was super charming. He was totally opposite. So it's like, you know, I try to do as much work as I can and then try to connect it to a personal emotion, man, and just like center myself. And then I listen to a lot of, like, yes, what do I listen to? I listen to a lot of stuff that hype me up. I listen to a lot of, like, I got a playlist called I'm That Nigga. Like, for real, bro. Like and all of it is, you know, like one of the songs I was listening to yesterday before the play was Big Crit, I Got This Here, you know.
Okay.
And that's all Big Crit saying, I got this here. I got this here. And he F them niggas, F them O's. Like, he like, yo, like, and he just, you know, it's building me up to be like, yo, you can do this. You can do this.
Right.
Because a lot of times, like in doing anything, acting, producing, doing anything, people going to work every day. You know, I work a job too. Going to work every day. You want to feel like, yo, like I'm in control of my destiny. I'm in control of my life, man. And you know, and so you got to listen to stuff that builds that up, that continues to make you feel that way. And so I try to listen to that, but man, with acting, I just try to connect it with the personal emotion so it comes across as authentic as it possibly can.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up, man. But man, Adrian, brother, man, God bless you, man. Thank you so much, man. Like I said, I know you super busy, brother, man, doing positive things, man. Thank you. First off, thank you for taking time out, man, out your busy schedule, man. And secondly, man, thank you for dropping so much wisdom, man. A lot of people, you know what I'm saying, needed to hear what you had to say, man. So I
Man, I
definitely
appreciate
appreciate you, man, for sharing that wisdom, man. Before I get you out of here, man, let people know, man, the projects that they can see you in and where they can see them at, brother.
Yeah, man, for sure, man. So as you all know, according to the Tubi Kang, all right, you guys can catch me on Tubi on Stepmother 2, Still Here, and I Hate You to Death. Small little cameo in Best Friends, but man, check out all of those films from Footage Films. I think I think you'll be very entertained by those. And then, here soon, there'll be some other projects that'll roll out. If you fly American anytime soon, and you got some TVs on your flight, check out On the Line. It's a short film about suicide and depression within the African American family and that within the African American dynamic of family. So check that out. I think you'll be thoroughly pleased with that as well. And so, but be on the lookout. 2024. We don't know what's on the horizon, but we just gonna believe, and y'all can hear it here. We just gonna believe that in 2024, main character energy. Uh,
Absolutely.
Main character energy. We call it number one on the call sheet, and that's what I'm going for. That number one is that main character on the call sheet, and so I'm believing that for 2024.
That's what's up, brother, man. I'm believing it with you, man. And thank you so much once again, man. Ladies and gentlemen, Adrian A.D. Davis in the building. Hey, Marcus Houston, Chris Stokes, Juanita Stokes, Mr. Whitfield. If y'all so happen to get this, y'all see this, man. Hey, holla at the 2B King, man. Let me get y'all on, man. And holla at y'all,
Hey,
Erica Mina.
and,
Hey.
and you know what? I'm gonna see. I'm gonna I'm gonna see if I can get somebody in to come and do an interview with you.
Hey, bro, I appreciate that. I appreciate that, man. Hey, man, thank everybody, man, who tuned in, man, who left comments, man, who will leave comments in the future, man. Thank y'all so much for tuning in to your boy, the 2B King, man. As always, man, this is brought to you courtesy of the 2020 Podcast LLC. Please stay to LLC. Make sure you go to our YouTube, man, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And as always, sponsored to you by Black Renaissance Clothing Brand. Make sure you go to the website, www.shopblackrenaissance.com, man. They always got some dope gear coming out, man. Hey, it's hoodie season, man. Y'all see me? I got on the throwback, the legalized being black hoodie, man.
Yeah,
So
man,
make sure
you
y'all
got
go
the
to the
you got the
website.
Black Renaissance throwback on.
Yes, sir. Yes, I had to dig in them crates.
Hey, I love that one.
Also, man, if you want to get your beard velvetized like mine, make sure you go to the website www.blackboxgrooming.com, man, for all of your beard needs, man, beard oil and beard butter. If you're in the Gulf Coast area or if you're in Mobile, period, man, make sure you holler at 105 North Jackson Street, aka Canary Bar, man, for dope music, dope atmosphere, dope drinks, man, and just a dope vibe all around together, fam. If y'all looking to buy a house, sell a house, buy land, sell land, trade it, whatever you're trying to do, holler at my girl Rosalind Spencer with Keller Williams Realty, man, and she will put you in the game. She's gonna have the answers for you. If she don't have the answers for you, trust me, man, in about 5 minutes, she gonna have that answer for you. And K Marie Photography, whether you want to do something sensual, whether you want to do graduation, whether you want to do alter ego pictures, whatever it is that you need, man, she got you, man, and will put you all the way in the game, man. And as always, this has been an EBH Productions, man. Thank y'all so much for tuning in, and see y'all next Tuesday.